I don't really need these points, but I want to get a little taste of Stark Industries. And Janus is going to be the big villain here because he could take away a lot of elims, just like Recon. But we saw as well, Mr. Savage and Benji are in this lobby, and those duos.
I can't believe how many players I've just seen land over towards Stark. Oh, so much of the lobby's already faded. And the majority of it is here at Stark. You see Recon here trying to pick up an elimination. All he's got is a green pump and a pistol with some bullets in it, but that's all he needs as he takes out that player there. And so many players coming over towards this side of the map, over towards Stark. Maybe just desperation, it seems like. You see Janus here trying to run away on his own. I believe I even saw Semifinal here as well over in the back towards the hangar, but Recon looking to take out who I believe is Milad of Awake, and he does so successfully. Will he be able to find Janus though? That would be a great find if he could.
There it is, Saventor out in distance. My question is, as Janus does get elim, then yes, that is confirming. I was going to wonder, did Janus and Reason, did they split and go for a crazy one as Saventor no doubt brings back Link? Yes, there it is. Saventor and Link are back into it, but that's going to signal Recon. And there it is, the push with the whiplash. Oh my goodness, Link dodges, but he can't dodge that blast. And Aztec's Recon here is in full force, knowing that they have to clutch. Right now, 326 is going to be most likely the threshold. 352 is going to solidify and give you that security blanket, and that is what's happening here. But Recon may have taken a bigger bite as Nike Lime comes in, the third party.
Yeah, you need to be careful. You can't build freely here because of the reboot van. Is able to find Link though. Link goes back down, and now Seventor back to being alone. Will he be able to pick this one up though? He definitely has a health advantage, but right now things aren't necessarily looking in his team's favor. As Link does go back down again, and it does look like he may be able to find this one because Recon is incredibly low, and we've seen him do some amazing things so far with another team getting involved. That's Moki. Moki's getting involved. We see Moki all day, and now she just come in, and no! She comes in, but just to get taken out. And now she leaves her teammate left alone to fight off against Recon, and Recon actually picks it up as well. How has Recon come out on top of all of that chaos?
Oh no, it may be a little bit too much, but 7 elims, 35 points, and that have been a crazy run that may have held them in and that duo in getting them into the grand finals. What a crazy drop spot pop off from Recon. Holy wow, wow.
Like, there was like, how many teams were there? I really want to go back and count how many teams were
8, 9, maybe 9, I want to say.
Including like Moki rotating in, there must have been 10 plus teams there.
At least, and look, half the teams are gone.
Heading into the grand finals, they definitely seem to have a better understanding of how to amass a large amount of points, but things do get more difficult. Will their W key style pay off in the finals? Or will they be silenced by the rest of the lobby? We'll find out. We'll find out very soon.
Absolutely, and that grand finals is going to be coming up very, very soon, as we're going to have Shio Wager and Baller TW calling all the action. Of course, Kelly's not going anywhere, and I want everybody to give a shout out to Kelly. You know, Kelly woke up really early in the morning on the West Coast side of things to be your host, and she's done it back to back. Kelly's a beast. And we are seeing a chaotic pace at this moment here. So many people are going down in the feed like flies as the God chest gets broken open. But these are just maybe some frightening last moments as we're seeing the scores, some last-ditch efforts. Because maybe a pop-off game could get you in, but it's really hard to pop off as everybody's just W-keying each other.
How dare you?
The way the lobby is going. I mean, we've all been here, you know, is the little streamers out there that are watching in the Dreamhack champ. We all been there when everyone wants to see you drop quote unquote and Sunny Bomb. You're like, I can't, dude. This lobby is thinning out so quickly.
Nah, I'll be real. They have no chance. But you might, you know, have the opportunity to ruin somebody else's qualification. And not in a malicious way, you know. You're not a mercenary. You're not going out and purposely trying to ruin someone's game. But you know, the better game they have, the like worse it affects somebody else. If you know what I'm trying to say, like it affects someone else negatively if they have a good game. So yeah, the retention doesn't materialize into much, but nothing to fear about thus far. They've had a decent day so far, to be fair. What were you going to say, sir?
I was going to say that the thing that they'll be worried about, look at the end game. We're in the fourth zone, and there's a lot of water, and you've seen already that mountain's taken up. So Savage and Benji, you're going to have some work to do. They at least want to go in with a nice victory royale going into the grand finals.
Oh my goodness, Savage doing what Savage does over and over again historically, using that sniper and putting it to work, picks up the knock. Don't know if he'll be able to pick up the actual elimination from it. I'd like to hope that the player's teammate will be able to pick him up, but you see Savage really trying to force the issue, really trying to see if he can pressure them and avoid it happening. I think he will get that player back up, but still some nice work from Savage, really looking to put in some work and maybe even connects again. Will he find the gap? No, not likely, but
they pulled zone. They're looking good. They pulled that half in and half out, and we're seeing a little taste of what snipers can do in game. And Savage did get a knock right there, and that is what I want to see more of. I wanted to know that answer. Like, will snipers be a big play here? We saw a lot of quick scopes. We saw Saban and Browner do some great work of it. There's Doom's Arcane Gauntlets coming out to making an appearance, so to speak. They did get heavily balanced here, but it just shows you that someone's really high up there. And ooh, a 110 tag, that's gonna open up some nice engagement. And that team right there, 11, is gonna have to come towards Savage and Benji. But those tags, man, that's all gonna matter. As you've seen already, we joined in on them. They were about 319 points, and just by staying on their feet, 346 points. No doubt gonna make it into the grand finals.
Yeah, like I was just saying earlier, just been a decent day for them. Obviously, really with a big bounce back, right? Early on in the day, sitting around the 192nd place, able to pick up that victory royale, catapult themselves all the way into the top 20, and then really remaining in around the top 50 area since then. And now looking to stop anybody else outside of that top 50 from getting in. So look onto some shots for Buxu and Gotra. Haven't had the best of days so far, but with this final game, potential to really make something of it. Yeah. How likely is that at this point? You don't know, but not incredibly likely.
Not at all, but just to give everyone at home an idea of the point difference, 328 is number 50, and on the board, 463. This is showing you about 140 point difference right there. And we saw in the opens, that's literally one big pop-off game gets you 100 points. So about 140 points separate the top from the bottom of these qualifiers to get into the grand finals. That is how stacked it is in the EU region. And there's a lot of big names on the outside in that we will have a mini breakdown. We're going to take a look at the leaderboard of the top 10 and the ones that did not make it at the bottom 10. So Savage and Benji are really close to that top 50 mark. But with the performance that they're putting here right now, this is going to be their qualification game.
Yeah, when you see here, different teams trying to posture themselves differently, trying to put themselves in contention for that higher ground. You see landing front side and instantly building up as EMXXR. Many teams tried to do similar things, but weren't able to get the right angles and right positioning when landing on that front side. And so left off defend in this mid ground and low ground. And you know, I'll tell you, definitely want to go to the low ground because you see here Benji and Savage scouring around, really palming their way through.
Only concern of looking at Savage's kit is it only has a green pump. Not a lot of power behind it, but Savage is really accurate. On the bottom right, it is Savage. On the top right, it is OT Zach. And on your left side, you can get an idea what is happening on the high ground. How is the rest of the lobby navigating, rotating? We'll definitely get a peek at who's up there, but for the moment, Savage does go down. So it's up to Benji to hold the torch and keep going forward. I spoke too soon because down goes Benji, but you will see Benji and Savage hopefully in the grand finals. Again, a very volatile leaderboard as Yaxo and EMX are holding height, and they have a decent spread and some nice angles to get some beams.
Yeah, and it looks like Womba Bomba gonna look to try and retake that high ground from them. And maybe successfully, actually. He builds up incredibly high, so he's got to be careful about that. And yeah, EMXXR trying to come back up, but no, it's going to be to his demise. He goes down, and now the high ground's up for grabs, and you see here, Zach's trying to take it after picking up elimination there. And this might be the turnaround he needs to really push himself into that qualification zone. He'd need practically every elimination left. But it's definitely on the cards for him now.
Here we go. This is those clutch moments I mentioned. Somebody could sneak on in with a victory royale. Zach and Ruben have this opportunity, really sitting on the cusp. There are about five people left. 4 of them are enemies, so that's going to be a strong opportunity right here for Zach and Ruben as we're getting into these last moments. The elevation is going to go ahead and squeeze them on, but you mentioned Ruben and Zach need these elims. They got to get these tags quickly or they're not going to be able to qualify despite the victory royale. That is what's on the line right here, Levin.
And it's just going to be about who can win this final engagement here. It's so messy. There's so much chaos going on, but it looks like it's just going to be the 1v2 right now. Oh no, but the 1v1 as a player goes down for good. And Zax right now needs to hit this elimination if he wants any potential chance of finally getting in. The 1v1 build fight is looking like creative right now. Darkinho has not much health to work with. Zach's looking very prominent in that department, and he just needs to connect with one final shot. The builds come through to block it off. The composure coming through now. Just needs to secure this final shot. Needs to get dropped down, and he hits it to pick up the win.
And it's good to see them up on this board as well. They are all the way at the bottom, but 10th place out of 500 teams that made it into the semifinals is an impressive feat. But up on top, stealing first place away, it's Janice and Reason with 463 points. But only a 2-point difference separates them from second place